You know, obviously I don't know the definition of insanity is, or maybe I am, and that's why I'm insane, because if I did, I would not be doing this video right now. I get social anxiety from doing this. Actually, looking at my channel every time I see a new view, anxiety goes up. I'm like, whoa. Anyways, to the point of this video, before I actually forget why I was getting on here in the first place, off the top of my head, just go with it. Recent events in the gaming, no, not gaming community actually. This is not even a gaming community, but somehow it wants to get tied to it. If you don't know, there was an incident with 4chan. No, not 4chan. I keep getting things mixed up. 8chan. There was a murder, a shooting at a Walmart in somewhere in the south. I don't know the exact location. There were casualties. There were people that were hurt. I was actually going to do a video about this, and last week it's going to make an interesting video, kind of make it seem like a report thing. I didn't get into it because I'm still actually going to try and do something like that as soon as my anxiety clears up. Yeah, it just takes a bit, makes it work. But anyways, there was the casualties, there were injuries, because the guy just opened fire, and I guess he recorded or whatever, and it was shared all throughout the internet, and it started off on 8chan. And I don't really know too much the backstory of all this, but all in all, you can guess where this leads to. All back to gamers, because apparently gamers are the ones that are doing this stuff. They're saying because we play games, that it leads to aggression, that leads to these murders, and there's been scientific researchers, which I can't quote right now, this is just off the top of my head stuff, maybe I'll do some research, most likely won't, that has not tied these two. That's actually said there's no correlation with it. Yes, you can say that the person, you can just make an assumptions of everything. You can say, oh, this guy is wearing a hat. Obviously, he's gonna go out and go punch somebody in the face right now. Maybe. That's far from me. I'm more of a grappling type guy. I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Well, did Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I actually don't like striking people. But that's a whole different subject. But it's dumbfounding. It's just very dumbfounding that they still want to tie these things to video games and ignore everything else. Oh, shooting. This person play video games? Oh, yes, it's totally going to be video games. Get rid of video games. Kids can't play video games. Stop letting your children play these games because they're going to grow up and they're going to murder every single person in the world. If you're worried about violence in video games, this is a whole topic, because like they're shooting people on first person. This is totally gonna make them a shooter, or a murderer, or whatever. And I understand that there are games that are depicting violence. There are some video games like Dead by Daylight where your objective is either you're either the killer or you're the people trying to hide from the killer. And I would like to say they're a bit grotesque, but not so much. But it's the idea that you're hunting down people and your objective is just going killing people. And we have other games of the similar manner where your whole objective is to go and murder people. But I don't believe in the whole defense is that because we're acting out these actions that it's influencing that any more than it would be as if we was to read a book, if we was to go and watch a movie. And especially I can attest to a movie, maybe with a book not so much, because in a book it's a fantasy that builds up in your head. And me personally, I just enjoy it. I go through it and it's like, this is a cool book, move on. Don't get any influences from that whatsoever. But movies on the other hand, it is a visual depiction of somebody's fantasy. For instance, I was just thinking off the one of the Jason Voorhees movies, Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, those cult classics, you might as well say. We have movies like them where, oh, actually, I can't even say those. Those ain't even, like, Saw. There we go. We have movies like Saw. I cannot for the life of me think about, I think it was Saw 3. You had just the person, anybody seen the movie, and I don't want to say it because I don't know my audience, saw no more than that. And the images that they show, the gore that they show with these people, live action acting that they are getting harmed physically, and there's blood and there's guts. I don't know what that thing is called. It's gore. There's so much gore in these movies, and people screaming, and they're trying to act like they're acting this way, screaming. It's like, and you leave a movie and it's just in your head. It's like, you're saying that this is better. We're not complaining about this. We're not going to complain at all about all this stuff that's actually showing as realistic as they can, this gore. We're going to complain about animated video games that simulating gore that is obviously not realistic. We're going to complain about that. Do you know how many times I'll go into a movie, not even with these gory movies, actually not the gory movies, that's going to say that like I don't actually have an intention and stuff like that. I feel like movies can actually influence you more. And I'm once again to say this, I didn't say this. This is not saying that movies need to, let's say they need to tone down on movies. Actually, honestly, after stuff like the Human Centipede, maybe they should actually tone down on some stuff. But I'm not saying they should stop it. Just be aware that there are more things out there besides video games, and that if these things are influencing people to act murderous, then why are you going to say video games? I can go to a movie, and the most recent one I've seen was Spider-Man Far From Home. And I will leave the theater because I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. You can't tell I'm a Wolf fan, but that has nothing to do with that. Usually I will have like some Spider-Man thing with me. But I'll leave the movie, and I feel like I'm so heroic. I'm gonna jump down, I'm gonna start flipping all over the place after I see the movie, and just unfortunately reaching out with no hope, feeling like I'm actually gonna shoot a web and start swinging around and get into a cool fight and dodge stuff. That's what I feel like after I actually watch a really good movie. I play a really good game, like, man, this is a really good game. Let me sit in front of this TV and spend some more time playing this video game. That's what I feel like when I'm actually playing a video game. Not like, oh man, this video game is so awesome, I want to get out there and go do exactly what I'm seeing in this video game because that's just so me. But on that instance, there is an age group that actually can imitate stuff, and those are toddlers that imitate every single thing I see. So if you're letting a toddler watch these things and they start imitating stuff, then you need to look at yourself and wonder why and where you're letting them watch that stuff in the first place. There's a certain age group for certain stuff for a certain reason, and is to a lot of people something like they need to be more responsible when they let their young ones watch movie, video games, book, whatever they're reading, pay more attention to it. But that's pretty much just off the top of my head. I just needed to get that out before I forget it. That anxiety was keeping me from actually doing this video. It is hot. I don't know why I decided to wear black, was trapping all this, and I got this hat on. It's on for a reason. You got a bag here, not to actually show all that. I'm gonna start rambling on. Anxiety purposes. I'm out. Peace. Before I start getting more awkward. Jack, we are. Don't say your name. Do not say your name. I didn't say my name in the intro. I won't say my name in the outro.